Hello, tubers, family and friends. It's a beautiful day today. It's been raining and kind of bad weather for a little over a week, and today it got real nice, so everything is awesome here. Butta playing outside in the sun, having a good time. Butta, are you walking the rocks? You gonna take a rock? Huh? Okay, bye. See you later. You gonna come? You should keep that rock over there, because you might just hurt something, like your toes. Come on, come on. No, you don't need that big rock. You don't need that big rock. You keep that big rock there, okay? Okay. Come on, let's go this way. So we're just having family time. We went to, where did we go? We went to Mapong, and then we went to Columba, which is the opposite direction of Dipolog from our house. And the only time we go there is to buy propane. So when we get down 3, 4, 5 20-gallon tanks of propane, then we'll load them up in the truck and make a little road trip and go there. So Leonardo and I and Lilibeth went there today right around 10, 11 o'clock. Just a little family time together. So yeah, it's a really beautiful day today. Lots of good sun. Got finally making some good electrical power, and I nailed one of those blackbirds. When the weather gets good, those blackbirds, see, there's 2 of them up there right now in the corner. They're red-eyed demon birds, what I call them, because they got red eyes, and when they shit like a 3-foot circular bunch of shit when it comes out of them, because they eat papaya and fruits, berries, stuff like that, and when they shit, it's just like diarrhea everywhere. So it just tears up everything. So I try to pick them off every once in a while with my pellet gun. So usually I just dropped one here a few minutes ago, so it only takes maybe 2-3 shots before I'll hit one. Just free arm, just free hand, standing free hand. So I've gotten to be a pretty good shot. And here's the pellets I use right here. They're the 1.177 pellets. I don't know if you can see it here. These are the ones I have mostly, is these Gamos. 200 of them in a little tin, the .77 size of this caliber. Yeah, I do have some of these. These are round, just round balls. I've nailed a couple of those birds with those round balls too. They're pretty good, actually. And I'll show you my pellet gun. I bought this pellet gun here in the Philippines. You can get them at the gun stores. And it's a Gamo pellet gun. I got a scope mount on it if I wanted. And see, it's 1.177 caliber, and it's I just use open sights on it. And this is how you load it. You just grab the barrel and bend it down, and then you just put your one shot, pellet shot, right there in the breech of the barrel, and put it back together, and that's all you got. And then you got the one safety right here. Right there is the safety, you know, and that's off safety, and back is on safety. So there's one bird right up. Oh, there's 2 up there right now, still 2. Well, let me try another shot. Maybe I can get one. I'll try to do it with filming at the same time as I shoot. We'll see if it works. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Well, a little bit short. I might have hit that one though, because sometimes I'll hit the edge and it'll ricochet into them. I've killed a few like that before. But if it hits, I try not to hit the rain gutter up there, because if I do, then they all fly. But sometimes if I miss, they stay right there and I'll get another shot. So anyway, that's just, you know, something I have fun with from day to day. Get it real good at. Oh, Leo's playing in the pool. If it's real nice tomorrow, I'm probably going to swim with him. If it's nice tomorrow, I'm going to swim with him in the pool.
Okay, let's go. Papa, be careful. I don't want you to jump there.
He's having a good time.
I know.
So, yeah, it was a good trip today. I love it here. I just feel so at peace. Here I got, you know, I sold everything I had in the U.S. and moved here. And everything that I couldn't sell, I packed up into billet buy-on boxes and shipped them here, right? Over 100 boxes. It was $100 per box. From Las Vegas is where I used to live at a mountain place in the mountains north of Las Vegas, a big log home. Sold that and sold my valley house. Actually, I sold my valley house the year before, and I lived in the mountain there for actually almost 2 years before I got rid of that. Then we packed up the U-Haul. I gave everything that I couldn't sell, I gave, and I couldn't pack in boxes to ship here, I gave to my youngest daughter. So that's how I got rid of everything. And even all my stuff I couldn't pack that I would like to have packed, like guns and ammunition and stuff like that, because it's illegal to ship them, you know, over here. So, you know, once we got here, my Filipino wife acquired through almost 2 years of permitting process, application and permitting process. We got all our permits, and so we have firearms now too. So it's no big deal. You just have to go through the permitting and licensing process. And so there's 3 different licenses that you can get as far as how many guns you can own. You can either own 3, 5, or 10 guns. Those are the 3 different permits, and then each permit, of course, costs more. For 10 guns, it costs twice as much as 5 guns, and so forth, right? It's just a whole, that's all licenses and government licensing and all that is for anyways, just for the government to earn licenses and have a control on it, right? Or earn money and have a control on it. So anyways, so we have the protection we need here. If we ever, I've never had a problem here, and I'm in the most dangerous island of Minda now. Per the U.S. State Department, on the U.S. State Department website, is, you know, they always warn travelers, oh, don't go to Minda now, you're gonna get kidnapped or killed. Well, I live in northwestern Minda now, and some of the worst areas where the radical Muslims have their little enclaves here and there around the island, I've never had a problem ever in over 8 years. And I mean, I'm not stupid. I don't go out at night in a predominantly Muslim area drunk and trying to cause trouble, right? I mean, those are the people that are going to get killed, kidnapped, or something happen to them, right? Although I do know a couple guys that were kidnapped, a couple foreigners, and I also know a couple Filipinos that were kidnapped, and, you know, for ransom. That's if you flaunt your money and you have enemies, or if you're, you know, if someone has a grudge against you for any reason, it could happen. But it can happen anywhere too, pretty much anywhere, and you have more of a chance to get just plain outright killed in the U.S. as you do here in the Philippines. Mass murders, which is any single case of 2 or more murders in the same instance or the same situation, the same event is considered mass murder, right? There's only like, what, 2 mass murders in 2023 compared to like 2,000 in the US. 2 or more people that were killed in the same case, right? So it's way more dangerous in the US compared to what it is here in the Philippines. And again, I say it almost all my videos, this is really the only place where it's English speaking, Christian country, that you have a chance to survive and a future for your family is in the Philippines, because there's no divorce and your estate can never be messed with, taken, stolen by just the whim of the wife doing anything that she wants to do. No, that's not the law here. The Constitution of the Philippines protects the family, and once you're married, you can never be screwed over unless in extreme cases, or if you quit and abandon your Filipino wife. Because once you're married and your name is on the deed of sale or or the title of the land, you can never be completely pushed out of it for no reason, because there's no annulment and there's no divorce. So you will never be screwed over. The only ones that get screwed over are the ones that get fearful and abandon, right? Or just because they can't handle the situation of their bad marriage or whatever, they'll just take off, right? That's the only way you're going to lose everything you have here. And all these people that you hear of, foreigners that get screwed over or that get scammed, it's from mostly their own stupidity, because they'll send tons of money to a Filipina and they're not even married, right? Just a girlfriend. Or send her a ton of money or come to the Philippines with her and build a house, and they're not even married yet. So see, when I met my Filipino wife online at christianfilipina.com is where we met. And then within 2 months, we met face to face. I flew to the Philippines, met her face to face. And no, to take that back, within 2 weeks of meeting her online, then I flew to the Philippines and we met face to face. Then 2 months later, so a total of 2.5 months, we were married. And that, I'm not saying by justice of the peace or anything like that, or the mayor or anything like that. We had a big, massive Catholic cathedral wedding. And with a church wedding, especially that big with a Catholic church, you got to go through tons of hoops. I even had to find documents from the church that I served in as an altar boy when I was a child. Now, I was a Catholic when I was a child because my parents wanted me to be a Catholic, right? As I grew up and grew older, I got away from the Catholic faith. I only believe now in my older age in the teachings of Jesus Christ, and only the King James Bible, only. That's my beliefs. So anyways, that's all those things I just said is the only way you're going to have any kind of a future left on this earth before the end comes, because all the laws are protecting the family, and you can never have a divorce or an annulment situation ever. Annulment can happen, but in order for that to happen, both people have to sign. So it's eliminated if you stand your ground as a man should, and never sign papers like that, right? We're in the U.S., it only takes one party to force you to lose half or more than half of everything you've ever worked for and destroy everything for any reason whatsoever that the woman might have. It's all poof, it's gone, right? Total destruction. That's what Satan wants, and he wants everything the opposite of what God and Jesus Christ, his son, wants, right? I mean, it's common sense. So anything that you see in this earth that's contrary or the opposite of what God's word says in the King James Bible, then you know it's Satan at work trying to destroy. So yeah, absolutely beautiful afternoon. I absolutely love it here. And we're singing some karaoke songs right now. That's what you hear in the background. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, and I like being away from the city as much as possible. Like I say, we go to the city maybe once a month, twice a month at the max, and get some extra supplies that we can't get in the small villages around where we live. So yeah, it's wonderful. And like I say, this Toyota diesel van, I bought it brand new. I take good care of it, keep it clean, keep it maintained. And we bought that in 2016. And everything's paid off in full. Don't have any debt when you come to the Philippines. Absolutely zero debt you should have. And have a huge savings. And when I say savings, I don't mean a bunch of cash in the bank. I wouldn't have any more money in the bank than I could afford to lose, because there's banks failing left and right all over the world right now. U.S., it don't matter what country you're in, they're failing all over the world. So stay out of them. So only as much as you can lose. I maintain one credit card because I put some payments per month. I think it's like between $150 and $200 per month. It goes on a credit card, and that's my U.S. SIM card AT&T phone, which you must absolutely. That's one of the top things that you should have if you're going to come to the Philippines and live. Now, for 8 years, I've been paying around $75 a month for my AT&T SIM card phone, which is a high amount, but it's absolutely necessary for all these verifications that you need for banks and everything else. Anything you want to do, you better have a US-based phone number, and AT&T is the best. Why? Because it's really the only company for years where, back into the 70s and earlier than the 1970s, where you could even call back and forth from the Philippines to the US. They had a special deal, right? Special dedicated lines for that. So anyways, maintain a US phone number, and that's like $75 per month for that. Then I have Starlink, which is 2,700 pesos per month, which is like $49 per month. So let's just say 50 US dollars per month. So there's $125 per month. Then I have Netflix, which is about half the price here paying for Netflix as it is in the US. I think I only pay it's either $12 or $13 per month, I believe, for Netflix. And then what else do I have? Maybe I'll have a $50 Amazon order that I use a credit card for if I have any Amazon orders. But it's very small amount that I order on Amazon, only if it has an item that I absolutely can't get on the other 3 or 4 places that I can shop here in the Philippines online, which is Shopee and Lazada. Lazada is what I use the most. And then there's another one, Utmet or something like that, and then there's Alibaba. So there's 4 or 5 different ones. And most of the time I use Lazada because it's delivered to your door. It takes anywhere from 5 to 15 days instead of, in the Amazon, everybody's used to 2-3 day shipping. That don't happen here. It's more like 5 to 15 days, depending on the bulk of it, the weight of it, how good the distributor is, the vendor, everything, right? There's all this stuff that matters. So when I order on Lazada, it comes right to my door, and I do not put it on credit card. It's cash. So it's cash on delivery, COD. That used to be big in the US for years, in the early years. And here it's number one. Almost everything is cash here. It's number one over credit. Credit is very low on the payments methods here. It is used, but very little compared to what cash is. And any savings that are here, majority, I'm talking 70% of all people in the Philippines, if you have a savings, it's in gold. Physical gold, right? And then the super rich people have bank accounts with big money in it. Because there's a weird thing here too. Like if you have tons of land and vehicles and gold and buildings and everything, you still can't get a bank loan if you want a bank loan for any reason. The only way you're going to get a bank loan is if you have pay stubs. So you have to work in the Philippines with pay stubs, right? Sometimes you can get what's called, if you're on a pension, Social Security pension or something, where you can go in and prove that you get a monthly payment from the government of some other country. You might be able to get a bank loan on that. But as far as a paycheck in this country, foreigners can't work in this country unless you're on a special work visa, right? Which is rare. So those are all out of the picture. So the biggest way of getting a bank loan, if you absolutely have to get one, which I don't recommend, but some of these people that got a lot of extra money, if you have let's say a million pesos in your bank account, or in your Filipino wife's bank account in a Philippine bank, they'll pretty much match that dollar for dollar, and then under a secured loan situation. So, right, I was even told, I have never done it myself because I don't know, because I've never done it myself, but I was told that they don't even lock your account like on a secured loan, where they take it and lock it where you can't touch it. I don't even think you have to do that here. All you got to do is you show that your account is active and it already has at least 1 million pesos in it, and then they can loan up to 1 million pesos to you additionally. Maybe they monitor it. If it gets to a certain percentage, they might lock it. Maybe if it gets down to 500,000, they may lock your account or something. It's something like that. But those are your bank loan options, which I'm done with loans. I mean, I was scammed my whole life with loans and the whole system of loans and being in debt, and that ain't ever going to happen to me again, ever. So, what are you doing? What are you doing, little boy? Is Papa Ruel have you? Huh? Lazy cat. Where are you going? Are you running around? Okay. So, Leo's having a good time. That's great when the weather's like this. He runs around barefoot. He's he's a little jungle boy. Look at his curls. Look at those curls. That's all natural curls. It's crazy. My wife, my Filipino wife, Lilibeth, says that the reason why he has a curly hair is because she eat too many noodles when she's pregnant with him. But I doubt if that's the case. But you never know. There's all kinds of superstitions here. Okay, there's a bunch of birds up there. Will's gonna try to shoot one. No, he shot too low because it hit the. What? Hi. Ah, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Silly boy, silly boy. Yeah, the birds really like sitting up there if the weather's nice at the end of the day during sunset. You missed. You missed. So, yeah, it's a good life out here, away from the population, out in the deep jungle. I mean, we go, just outside our doorstep, and there's papaya growing all over the place, bananas, some fruits that you've never even heard of before are growing all over the place. I mean, lasunis, rambutan, mangosteen, limes are called calamansi. We got a tree right in here by the pool. That tree there produces endless calamansi. It's like a lime. It's like a small lime. I eat those. Just whenever you hanker for one, just go pick it and eat it. I mean, that's the way it is here. I mean, literally, you could never starve. And we just bought a bunch of seeds today. Hi, buddy. What? What? Gimme what? What? Are you getting tired? Oh, you want me to hold you? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Silly boy. Okay, give me a hug. Hug. Okay, down. Run around now. Yay! Jammy. What's jammy? So, okay, come on, let's walk this way. So anyways, you're not going to have a problem here. Just get in a good place, away from any fault lines as far as natural disasters go. You know, get away from fault lines or areas where there's constant typhoons and hurricanes, that's the northern area, and anything facing the Pacific Ocean. So everything mostly comes from the east, right? And then hits the island. So we're on the northwest side of the biggest island. So it's super rare that we would ever get any kind of, we get tropical storms, but no hurricanes or anything like that. What do you want, a stick? You want a stick? Okay, here. Let's break this stick. Oh, there. Okay, there's a stick. That's a big one. Wow, very big stick. Wow, very tall. Okay, good job. And earthquakes, you know, we're way away from most of the fault lines. Most of the fault lines are also on the east side of the island, so whenever a big one hits, we can still feel it here, but it's small, right? By the time the shock wave gets to us, plus there's at least 2 mountain ranges in between us and where the biggest fault lines are on the east side of the island. So keep all that stuff in mind if you're looking for a place to live, you know, and keep all your logistics. That's why, another reason why, well, it was kind of by providence of God that I ended up here, because he's the one that sent me my wife, Lilibeth, and she just happened to be from this area, right? And that's why I settled here. But if that doesn't happen for you, and you have a choice of where you're going to buy land and build your house and build your future here in the Philippines, just keep all those natural disaster things in mind. Keep away from fault lines, keep away from areas where hurricanes are always hitting, that's in the northern island of Luzon. They're always getting typhoons and hurricanes. I would stay away from that Luzon area, especially the east side. Manila, the capital, is in Luzon, but it's on the west side of the island. So by the time most of the hurricanes get there, they're way diminished, right? So that's just things to keep in mind. And the only other natural disaster other than flooding, because you can have floods anywhere, because you'll get torrential rains, sometimes lasting for months, especially if you're in a deep jungle area like I am. But we built up on a hill, right, or on the top of a ridge. This is all downhill going to the east that way, and to the west it goes also downhill. So we're at the top, the top of a ridge, and that's right where the road is too, right here in this part of the jungle. So be sure that way you don't get hit with floods. And I also put in a drainage system, right? I mean, all the gutters, drainage systems here, all the any water coming from the road through that gate will come to the driveway, and it'll go right here and go in my grading, and then go down this sump. It's a deep sump, like 3 feet deep, and that has 4-inch water lines that go way over here, and then go in a big drainage rock system right over here. And see, it goes into all those rocks right there, and then out pipes through the back of the wall there. So that's my drainage system. Everything is drainage. Drainage of everything. What? Yeah, I'm trying to explain. Okay, go mommy. Go mommy.
No, you should go upstairs.
So that's another thing to think of all the time when you're designing your place. Think of drainage, because that's huge. And then the last one is volcanoes. So make sure you're away from any even dormant. Our closest dormant volcano from here is about 100 kilometers away. So 100 kilometers, that's quite a ways, and you're going to be fine. But most of the active volcanoes for us is over 300 kilometers away from here. So I used to live in Anchorage, Alaska, actually Eagle River, Alaska. It's a suburb of Anchorage, Alaska. And there was a volcano about 100 miles away, active, that went off, and we got some of the ash, because the wind was just right where the ash. I probably had 3 to 4 inches of volcanic ash that fell on my driveway and fell on my roof. I had to get up on my roof and with a water hose and hose off my roof from volcanic ash, and that was in Alaska, right? So think about all those things, because all those things can disrupt your lives big time. So, and I've done that here, and we're greatly blessed that all that stuff kind of fell into place of where my wife had grown up, and so the natural disaster thing was kind of completely a very super low risk for here. And the high benefits of here is all the crap that you have to deal with in the U.S., you don't have to deal with here, like no insurances. I have zero insurance here, nothing, zero. I only have a cash savings for medical. I mean, you can try to have medical savings, but you're just giving your money to the criminals that run these insurance companies, because half the time you go here anywhere and they're not going to accept your medical insurance anyway. So think about that. You won't have to deal with any of that insurance crap, mandatory insurance that the police state of the U.S. forces you to pay for your vehicles and stuff. I have brand new vehicles, brand new, keep them well maintained and everything, and I just trust in God, and trust in your own ability to pay for any damage that you might have. I jump in the car with the family or in the truck, and we go do anything we want to do at any time. There's no problem whatsoever, and no insurance, right? And in the U.S., you're scared shitless if you don't have insurance on anything. You know what I mean? Because the law of the police state of the U.S. forces you to have insurance. Well, what if it was where no one had insurance? Or for your protection, what if the law was everyone had to carry a gun? It's the same thing. It's all in your mind, right? It's all in your mind. All the stuff I was brainwashed my entire life from a child through friends, family, work, parents, everything. It was what they were told Then they told their kids and their friends and their family. That's what I mean. It's just lies upon half-truths upon lies. And then you know who becomes into power? The evil ones get into power because what? Because the basic common man don't even know what the laws say. They've never read a law in their life. They just go by hearsay of what someone else told them that the law says. And that's how tyranny starts in these countries. And the U.S. is one of the biggest scam tyrannies that there are out there right now. And, you know, and why? Because these big, huge corporations get into league, into bed with the governments of their countries, and they make, so there's no competition, and they just have a lock on, you know, one makes laws, so the other one gets rich. And then the one get rich, the corporations throw the kickbacks to the ones, you know, build millions and millions of dollars in the pockets of these people making laws, so the corporations get rich. It's the biggest scam there ever was on the earth, you know, and it's that stuff needs to stop. For the humanity of the earth to have any kind of a wonderful future, that kind of stuff has to stop. People taking advantage of other people, all for greed. They don't give a crap. You know, just like this whole immigration thing at the border, it's all making some people rich, which is, you know, the corporations and the government. Same thing with the fentanyl. Same thing with the pharmaceutical industries. I mean, it just goes on and on and on of the scams and how they're driving the population of their own citizens in their own country into the ground because they're killing them. Food industry, same thing. Probably 80% of the stuff on the shelves in the stores in the U.S. is killing people. I mean, and the statistics prove it. Diabetes is through the roof, not only for adults but for children. All these chemicals and shit that they're putting in foods and what the pharmaceutical companies are pumping into you through injections and pills. The suicide rates are through the roof. I mean, look at it. Wake up. I mean, I over 10 years ago decided to stop it all and to sell it all and get out. Not only that, all that stuff that I just told you, but it's exactly like when the Germans and Hitler took power in Germany and then slaughtered all the Jews. God told the Jews through the Holy Spirit in dreams and visions and stuff, and just talking to your spirit if you're a Christian, or if you're a Jew that was close to God, you should heed the word of God. He told me, get out of the U.S. It's coming. It's what's coming is more than you can ever fight, or more than you and your family could ever take, because it's too far gone. The sin is already, God has turned his back on the unbelievable blasphemy and sin that is so egregious. I mean, they're slaughtering people, and children especially. They don't have, the people in the U.S. don't have a chance, and they walk around and talk like it's the best country in the world. You know what? At one time, 100 years ago, it probably was, but not anymore. It's sad. And so God has given the power, in my opinion, to the enemies of Great Britain and the U.S. And if you ever get a chance, watch the movie Triple R. It's a Hindi movie, which is Bollywood, made in Bollywood, which is what they call the movie-making place like Hollywood, but Bollywood is in India. And my family here loves the movie, but it portrays Great Britain and the British Army when they took over and had India in their control until Gandhi eventually, through uprising, kicked the whole British army and government out of India, and it then became independent. But it's bad. It shines a very bad light on how much India hates Great Britain now. I mean, India loathes Great Britain. And the U.S. is just a product of what Great Britain is. It's the same thing, but we just took over the role of Great Britain once World War II came around, right? We were the power, U.S. was the power of the world, and now is doing the same crap, has done the same crap that Britain had done, but now our society is so sinful and fallen, morality of it is so terrible. It's the same, you can compare in ancient times, Israel once they'd gotten out of Egypt, Moses brought them out of Egypt, right? Everybody knows the Ten Commandments movie. And once they finally settled in Israel, their promised land, they started to become infighting between the 12 tribes of Israel, and they split the country in two, just kind of like what's going on in the U.S. now. Half the country wants one thing, half the country wants another thing. And then when that happened, for almost 200 years, there was Israel, and then there was the nation of Judah. And the tribe of Judah is where Jesus came from, right? And Judah had some good kings, but the northern tribe of Israel had all demonic, other fake gods before the people, and it was basically a terrible shit show for the people. And then they were eventually wiped out by the Assyrians who come down from the northeast and wiped out Israel, and then eventually Judah, and then all the Jews had scattered out throughout the whole world until 1943 or whenever, when they created the state of Israel again, and they all came back, right? So that's the story right there. And so good luck, because right now with the BRIC nations, China, Russia, South Africa, Brazil, and now Saudi Arabia, Iran, all these other countries. Now there's 10 or 12 countries in the BRICS nations, and there's 20 more countries ready to join, which they'll be ready to join in January of 2025. 20 more additional countries. And why are all these countries of the world leaving the Western system? Because it don't work anymore. It's broken, completely broken, and the debt's so bad, and the world hates the U.S. now, and the BRICS nations are going to have a gold and silver and commodities backed currency. And that might really happen here this next year once you get another 20 nations. And after these 20 nations, additional nations join in 2025, there's an additional 30 more nations waiting in the wings for their applications to come through so they can join too. I mean, the writing's already on the wall that the U.S. is done. Absolutely. In every category, in every single category, the writing's already on the wall. And the only chance that they have left is their shock and awe military action. So it's like what they're doing right now in Syria and Lebanon and Gaza and Jordan and Iraq. They just started more bombing runs, and it's just a absolute pandemonium. You can see it. You can see what's happening, right? So the U.S. is on their last leg, their last hurrah, their last poof, just like the German army in the Battle of the Bulge. It's the same thing. It's their last push, because if if that whole Middle Eastern theater blows up even more, which it probably will now, and then Ukraine even gets blown up even bigger, and then at that time China is going to take Taiwan, and then North Korea is going to take in South Korea, that's World War III, ladies and gentlemen, and that shit's writing's on the wall. That's gonna happen, pretty much guaranteed. So like I say at the beginning of this video, get to the Philippines. If you want to have any kind of future, I'll lay down my help to you right now. I'll give you any kind of advice and any kind of questions that you have. I will be happy to help you answer any questions about what I've done. A lot of other people do other things. You know, they want to go in the cities and get a condo. Well, I'm not that way. I want land. I want to be out in the provinces, away from the people. You have a way better chance to survive when you do that. So that's about it for today. It's getting about sunset here now, so I'll let you guys go. Another beautiful day here, Philippines. Actually, this last week was not good, but it's the rainy season, so that's what you get when you're in the province and in the deep jungle areas. So peace and tranquility to you all. Take care. I always pray for people that if they're in a bad situation to seek the Lord and find his face on. And that's when my life turned around really too. After my second wife died of cancer, for many, many nights, for quite a few months, I was lost, grieving, and every day I would pray, Lord, please tell me what you want me to do. Please guide me to the direction to your will. I want to do your will, and I don't want to do my own will anymore. And from that, one thing led to another, and God guided me here to the Philippines, guided me to my Filipino wife, guided me to have a child with her, and the estate now that I have here. So it can happen to you too. Just pray, Lord, let your will be done and not my will. That's all you got to do. And all the advantages I've already told you, I've already laid it down, and it's absolutely, this is the last chance you got in this earth, the way things are right now. So good luck. Love you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.